after that, we realised that there was much more to creativity. Creativity is not just having imagination, but getting inspiration from others and making it your own. It is enhancing simple ideas and making them more complex. Example, a plain cake, and to enhance it and add layers and decorate it. So you're making the cake more complex and yummy.
And now we need to show you our iMovie of our cognitive wobble.
Yeah, so this was when we were figuring out what we thought.
Okay.
Yeah, full screen's good. Let's skip to the end.
Okay. Ready?
Thinking outside the box is growing your dendrites. Also, if you don't be creative, you will never grow your dendrites.
Is there a box that you actually think out of?
Okay,
Katie wasn't here, so we couldn't do a voice.
So she's saying it's a metaphor of the ordinary inside the box, which is stuff that have already been created, and outside
You
the
can't
box are
tell
things that haven't
someone
been.
to think outside the box because people who have creativity may think that there are specific guidelines for being creative. Once I heard a quote where someone said, think outside, no box required, which I think is what Koyang is trying to prove. There shouldn't be any guidelines to creativity.
There are no guidelines.
If there are no guidelines, then why is there a box to think out of the box and all these other things telling
That's
us
actually a
how
really
to
good point, because
think
that quote's always used for creativity. Think outside this box.
It's a helpful resource to get you to use your creativity.
But is it helpful, or does it just make people pressured that their ideas aren't good enough? It should come naturally. Good idea. To have creative ideas, you need to be yourself and be unique, because it's not really creative if heaps of others have had the same idea. You can try to be someone else and still have creativity, but I still think the ideas themselves have to be unique. I think that when you are unique, you can get more ideas than when you are trying to be someone else.
A type of creativity is building on other people's
I
ideas.
suppose that's true because you get inspiration from borrowing ideas from others.
So these are your initial understandings? And these are now your final ones? Okay.
This is our cognitive.
Yeah.
I think that creativity is to enhance simple ideas and make them more complex. Imagination.
Imagination isn't necessarily creative because you can imagine dreams that have already been created, which is not
I agree with Katie because you can imagine dreams, but dreams aren't creative. Dreams are things that you wish for. I think dreams are creative because you can have imaginative ideas for the future. I think that we should
Skip to your to the construct phase where we managed to show your new understandings of what creativity is.
So our new understandings are, so at the start we only had a very brief idea. We thought it meant having like unique ideas that people hadn't thought of before, and imagination, thinking outside the box. But then we figured out that we felt like the box was more telling us how to be creative.
that's not really
And we agreed that we think creativity shouldn't have any guidelines, it should be boundless.
I really like that. That's a good point.
And it's also not, and the ideas themselves don't have to be completely your own, they don't have to be completely unique. You can
get inspiration from
Yeah.
Good.
it's
You
great.
totally
And
can.
like
Creative
Celine
people do that
said,
all the time.
You can enhance simple ideas and make them more complex, so you can make it better. And yeah, also we're confused with imagination because we kept talking about dreams.
visualization.
Yeah, and visualization. And we found out that visualization and imagination were actually very similar. Because we were saying if you visualize something that someone else has already done, is that imagination, is that creativity. But we found out that, yeah, if you have imaginative ideas for the future, that is using your imagination because you're looking forward and that means you're using your creativity.
But
imagination, we kind of like went back and forth whether imagination was creativity or not. In some stages,
Do you need to have an imagination to be creative?
Yeah, you need to.
You reckon
But,
you do need that those two are interlinked?
Yeah, you do.
Yep,
but
that's your understandings.
sometimes, if you take imagination too far, it's not really creative because, like, if you imagine dreams, like you said, that it's not really creative. It's not really creativity.
Well done, guys. Let's give them a hand. Well done.